Hello and welcome, Aries. I'm Adriana. I'm an Evolutionary Life Coach, and together you and I are going to go on a journey to uncover your spiritual message and focus for the week. We start with the King of Swords. This is the theme of your week, basically, the theme that the universe is sending you this week. And our King of Swords is talking all about far vision, clear sight, making sure that you're really seeing the big picture and looking at all angles. This is a very non emotional card, so similar to your reading last week, a very non emotional card, a very clear headed card, making sure that you're seeing all the angles without committing to one direction until you're absolutely sure that everything is in alignment with it. This is a calculating card, a strategic card. So you can kind of see the words I'm using with you. This is not jumping into action without thinking. This is not stagnating and staying where you are. This is looking exactly at what's going on and where you want to be in the future and the plan to get there. So, interesting. We have the Ace of Cups for the energy that you're feeling personally this week. This card is talking about flow, it's talking about the joy of coming back in tune with yourself. There's a harmony that I'm feeling with this card. It can also be that your intuition is feeling pretty strong. But when we look at these two cards together, this one is coming from the heart and this is coming from a different place. So we're really looking at blending these together and not jumping to emotional conclusions too quickly. The Ace of Cups comes to us at the beginning of the journey through the Cups cards, and it goes from Ace to 10 and then up to the King, and the Ace is really the beginning. So when you're feeling your intuitions, that's great. There's a lot of intuitive clues on this card, the colors of what he's wearing, this kind of third eye color, and also his sword pointing up towards the divinity. So any intuitive information you're getting this week, really good, but be careful, again, be careful with those emotions. Okay, let's look at the rest of your message. Four of Swords, the Lord, a lot of force here. And the Queen of Swords, interesting. So we end with the mate to the King. All right, so the Queen of Swords is asking you to look with more grace and with more, it's kind of like, I want to say inspirational movement at the particular structures you're choosing to keep in your life. This Four of Swords is about the thoughts that you have towards this protective structural energy. And the Queen of Swords comes in kind of as an outsider, but kind of also as that analyzing presence that looks at something and says, okay, is this really the way we want it to go? I feel like she's like the blessed thought energy when I'm having a hard time putting this into words. She's really the key to connecting to the divine. Do you see how she's got the purple and then the darker purple here, whereas this one was more throat chakra, third eye, sixth chakra. This one's all the way at the crown. So this is truly the embodiment of the divine energy coming down to ask you to take a look at the different structures, and it could be thought structures that are in place in your life, because she's asking for a bit more movement, a bit more grace, a bit more ease, and I'm going to also say flow. I know flow is usually water, but air can flow as well. We talk about airflow. And when there's no airflow in a room, it feels stagnant. And that's where we're here, this Four of Swords. There's possibly some stagnant energy that is really coalesced and focused into this Lord energy. And this Queen of Swords is asking you to have a little bit more flow with it. So what does that mean in practical terms? This means thinking about things in a way that invites growth, in a way that invites openness, that makes you feel as though things can move through the way you're thinking about them. So flexibility in your thinking. This may mean not needing to know all the details right away. This may also be just willing to be open to new ways of thinking or to new ways of looking at something. These air energies, the swords, they are great at conceptualizing and not getting too stuck in any one thing. When there's a little too much earth or possibly even fire can get this way, you can get really stuck in one way of thinking. And this one is asking you to have that graceful, perceptive shift about things. So, anything that's feeling stagnant in your life, it is very possible that all is needed right now is a perceptive shift. Just be willing to change the way you're thinking about it. Okay, Aries, I want to draw one more card for you just to pull this all together. And guess what? It's another sword card. All right, and we've got the Prince of Swords. So this is saying any action taken this week is all about your thoughts. The action is internal action, meaning that your thoughts need to be shifting from the inside rather than doing external action. So this is a very inward week, Aries. So any of that shifting that you can do is the right thing. Anything that you can shift where you can feel more connected to your crown chakra, to that divinity, that's the right choice. We've got both swords pointing up here. So we're really talking about connecting to that crown chakra. So that's it in a nutshell, Aries. Looking at your thoughts, understanding that there's a more flexible way, there's a more open way to be perceiving what you need to be perceiving. And any action taken this week has to be inward, more about your thoughts, less about putting projects into motion, less about laying good foundations. This is laying the foundations, but from the inside. Okay, I just want to iterate again that out of, how many is this? 6 cards I drew, all of them are swords, except for the one major arcana and then the one water card. So really mental focus this week and shifting that mental focus into an open way that really helps you. So thanks again for joining me and for sharing your time. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. My website is still under construction. You're still welcome to visit it, trueguidancetarot.com. Still waiting for that kind of divine timing to tell me what steps to do next, but there's still offerings on there that are available for you if you're needing some help right now. So I will look forward to seeing you next time, and have a great week.